gentlemen. Can I start it?
It's already started, so
Okay,
hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to an abbreviated EHRPG Podcast, because we had our first recording error. Dun dun dun.
Yay, technical error.
Yep, first time it happened. So these next few parts are going to seem to be incredibly quick. So Chewy, how are you? How have you been these past 2 weeks?
Terrible. Let's move on to episode 11 of ARPG. Yay!
All right.
For commit a crime.
So
I hate crime.
let's do this quickly. Let's talk about gaming, because there was a couple announcements that were announced. One, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yes, all the games 1, 2, 3 put together, and all the DLCs, all remastered into 4K and other promo stuff. But yeah, 4K.
Ooh, 4K.
This is obviously, of course, due to BioWare, announcing barely a month ago of the new Mass Effect with that, like, promo teaser thing. But yeah, still, just, you know, I feel like that's a decent marketing move, and you know what? People wanted it in the end anyways. Mass Effect still has a pretty good following.
No denying people wanting it, but you have to ask the question. Do you trust BioWare at all to remaster it well?
Well, I really hope so, because it's really not that much.
There's a difference between hope and actual trust.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm trusting them not to fuck up a remaster, because this is literally what it is. It's just a remaster compression of all 3 games and DLCs and promos. That's it. We don't need anything else. That's just literally it. I'm trusting them to at least do that much, because if this turns out really bad, then my expectations for the new Mass Effect has just dropped at that point. I'm just not even going to look at it at the point. And I feel like a lot of people are going to use this too. It's kind of like the testing of waters. And I feel like BioWare is also going to use that as a way to actually convince people to buy the new Mass Effect game. And you know what? That's great. If you pull it off, awesome. Pull it off 2 times, awesome. If you fucking lie to me, I'm gonna... That's it, man. No more. I ain't gonna be hyped no more. I'm just gonna let it happen. Let the reviews, let the brave people who do the first takes go look at it. And then tell me if it's bad or good. There we go.
I'd be hesitant, but that's also me coming from the fact that I'm a cynical bastard.
Well, again, it's just a remaster pretty much.
Yeah, but we've seen how easy it is to fuck up a remaster.
It's just a remaster, and I'm just hoping they're using this as a way to not only hype us up, but like show us that they still have the touch.
Maybe, but again, a lot of the original BioWare people are just gone.
Well, that's true too. So I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
I'm just hoping that this is fine, and then if the other Mass Effect's bad, then at least this is fine.
Let's move on to quickly the announcement of Total War Warhammer 3.
Yay! Total War.
Now, I have been playing Total War Warhammer 2 for 925 hours, and safe to say...
You have a problem.
It's the pandemic, Chewie. Fuck off.
I thought that was the realization. Okay.
But no, what I will say is, the interesting part is less to do with the fact that all the Demons of Chaos are together, which means they have a more complete unit roster. The fact that we can finally get the Bear Cavalry that we've been waiting for years. Cathay being added to the game is such a...
Chad
it's such a
move?
huge moment for 2 reasons. One, it all but guarantees the entire Warhammer map, which is apparently the real world, just moved around a bit.
Yeah.
Is going to be added into the game. So that, in its course, is amazing. But 2, because Cathay has no tabletop units, CA is going to go in and create their own unit. Like, they're going to create the army.
I thought they had a few.
They may have like a few. I think they may have one edition, kind of like the Chaos Dwarfs. But they don't have.
I saw warriors riding dragons and shishitos, so.
Yeah, they probably have a few, but like they probably don't have enough to make a full army. But
I see.
The fact that CA is pretty much going to create it from scratch opens the door to other like long lost ones, the Arabe, and of course Nippon. So Cathay being in the game is pretty huge, especially since day one. Like I expected Cathay to be in there as a DLC eventually, but no, they're coming in there day one. So like that's big.
Of course, there's other games that are coming out that we're looking forward to as well. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to Bravely Default 2 and Persona 5 Strikers. That's gonna be fun.
Horizon Forbidden West for me.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn lately.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. I never, for some reason, I just never bought it. It looks like a great game. Byron said it sucked, but this is Byron, and he doesn't know a good single player game if it hit him in the head.
Sad. But yeah, the fact that Horizon Zero Dawn is like set around Colorado area, and then Forbidden West is, of course, going further west. The fact that they already revealed that, hey, you're not only going to go from Colorado or the states next to Colorado, you're gonna go California, Nevada, and I believe Utah. They said area. Like you're going west basically. So it's cool, and I can't wait to see what the map looks like, and yeah, what the story is, because the first one so far has been pretty good fun so far. But I haven't finished it, of course, so I can only say based off my experiences so far. But yeah. What else is coming out? You know what? I'm looking forward to Gotham Knights. The one where Batman's not the main character anymore.
Yeah, I've just never been a fan of DC to begin with.
Oh, what else though? There was something else, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I don't remember, but I'm sure there's a few games that I'm looking forward to. Oh, Pokemon Snap, of course.
Yeah, again, I never. Pokemon Snap has not just been me.
What else? Persona 5 Strikers is coming out too.
Already mentioned that. I'm excited for that.
Did you say that though?
Yeah,
I don't think you did for this one.
Persona 5 Strikers and
Bravely Default 2?
Yeah, Bravely Default 2. Okay. Bravely Default 2 is going to be that one random RPG I buy every year.
Oh, what about Shin Megami Tensei 5?
Nah.
The rowdier, darker brother of Persona.
Yeah, we already went into that 2 weeks ago. Anyway, shall we just get to the anime this week?
Yeah.
Now, Chewy didn't watch much because he was working too much, so he won't be able to give too much of an insight.
R.I.P.
But I'll focus on some things. First up, I think Uma Musume Pretty Derby Season 2 continues to be just as good as before. I think it has some of the best camera work in their action scenes that you'd see out of an anime.
I think I'll just mute myself here while you do that then. Give me 1 second.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna drink water really loudly.
Oh. But Uma Musume is good. I started Wonder Egg Priority. And that was one, like, everybody seems to love it. And I think it's stylish. I think it has potential. But I also don't think it's the next coming of Christ like everybody else is saying it is. It's good. It's good. And it has a chance to be great.
There's a lot of hype for that, honestly.
Yeah, it has a chance to be great. But people are treating it as like this next coming of Christ, when in reality, it's got the setup. Now, let's just see it hit the punch, right?
Okay.
I think Horimiya is just fan-freaking-tastic. The sheer energy in that show is just, it hooks you straight in.
Uh-huh.
And of course, we can't talk about this season without mentioning Attack on Titan at least once. It continues to be brilliant, even with the studio change.
Yeah.
None of us are watching redo of a healer because we don't like to punish ourselves. But the three big ones I want to focus on, outside of the usual, I think Slime and Spider have been good. But Mushoku Tensei, it had the episode where Paul cheated on his wife.
Yeah.
And if you actually look deeper into it, Paul is a fascinating character. Like, it's just the way you could like dissect Paul and look at it just as that's what Rudy pretty much is going to be. It's insane to me how like well it adds up, right?
He's gonna be a man whore.
Well, no, like we the best way to put it is Paul is not a good person. Like you cheated on your wife, you fucked up, right? But that doesn't take away from his qualities of him being the type of person who he'll give his life for his family, his friends, right?
That he won't abandon either of them in this sense.
Yeah, like the best way to put it, we see both sides of the coin. Paul can be this spineless, scared man who is a bit of a dumbass, but then he can be the hero that everyone needs, right?
No.
And I want to talk about Promised Neverland Season 2, because when's the last time you've ever seen in like a manga or light novel adaptation stray away from like the manga or the light novel?
Cool.
Yeah, the last one, as you can tell, as you can tell, we're speeding through this a bit because we already had these conversations. But the last one me and him could remember was Tokyo Ghoul, Season 2, Route A, as they call it.
2015, right?
Yeah, it's literally 6 years ago because it started in January. So, like, it's weird because I walk away saying to myself, it's a shame that we're probably not going to see the Goldie Field arc animated. But because they're using the same author, I'm sitting there just like, I'm intrigued what the author can do else, right? Like they're not running away from the setting, so that's good. Yep. They still seem to be telling a similar story, which is like, the kids trying to destroy the promise, right? It's just, I'm now interested in, like, I'm still going to read the manga. I'm like 100 chapters in. It's great. But, like, I'm also interested in the anime just to see, okay, well, what can it do differently? What can it find that the manga found, if you know what I mean, right?
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what can the adaptation do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is the potential of the adaptation?
And
oops. Yep.
As much as those are good, they don't even compare to ReZero Season 2 Part 2. I don't get it. I don't honestly get it. I'm going to say this next week. I don't get how this show can continuously have holy shit moments and never seem to stop.
I don't know. Good.
But the one thing I want to mention before we get into today's topic, Maid Dragon's coming back. Confirmed for summer 2021.
Kyoto Animation.
I'm sitting there kind of shocked because, like, holy crap, Kyoto Animation is coming back.
Kyoto Animation.
Because again, I was asking you before the
technical error.
Before the recording shit itself.
Technical error.
Would you have been shocked if Kyoto Animation just straight up decided to shut down after the incident?
No, I wouldn't be surprised, I guess.
Like, I'm more surprised they came back, if I'm being honest.
I feel like that was the plan all along. They just need a long recovery. That's all, because that was a really big incident, honestly. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like, 36 people died.
So I wouldn't be surprised that they would have closed down, but honestly, I wasn't looking at them in that sense. I was more looking, okay, they just need time because this is honestly, like, really terrible incident. So they just need time to think things out, and if the decision is to basically close down, then okay. But at the same time, if they're willing to keep going, I understand as well, because
they were willing to keep going because frickin'.
I'm pretty sure that's what they said too when they released a statement. So I'm not.
Yeah, and I commend them. I commend them so much because, like I said, they were able to get the second film of the Violet Evergarden series out, which is going to be amazing when I finally do get to watch it. Not only is Maid Dragon confirmed for summer, apparently Free, the movie, is going to come out in 2021.
Oh, this picture's not aligned. Oops. Don't mind.
Did you just say picture's not aligned?
Nope. Yep, the picture's not aligned.
Oh.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going. I'm just moving the picture.
But like, and now they got 3 other animes set up. There's Suzerain Kasamani Koko Kyoto movie, which is of course the movie to this archery club anime. They have a third season of Hibiki Euphonium, which is just one of the best fucking shows in existence, in my opinion.
Did you say that they did Tsurume?
Tsurume, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That one's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. It has a movie announced.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
The 3rd season of Hibiki Euphonium, which is again one of the best shows ever made. I'm not kidding. This show alone made me fall in love with like band music. And I was like an anti-band kid in high school.
Yeah, too bad you weren't in band.
And then they got this interesting one coming out, which is...
Well, actually, good thing you weren't in band, actually.
A light novel called... I'm just going to send you the name.
Okay.
Nijiseki Denki Mokuruko.
What? You're eating something and telling me something. Nijuseki Denki Mokuroku? Mokuroku? What is that? I'll give you a second to just swallow.
It seems like it's a historical anime in 1907. Following this girl named Inako, who is a daughter of a sake brewer.
Oh.
And then the Topics America comes up. And it looks like this is an interesting movie, but what I will say, that preview shot looks gorgeous.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, no, I'm just happy Kyoto Animation is like they're fully coming back now.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to see it. And they got their teaching system back up too.
Teaching system.
If I remember, Kyoto Animation ran like a program for like future people in the industry.
I see.
So they got that back up and running.
Cool.
And it's just it's good because, in my opinion, I think we've debated this in our
talking about
little talk about studios.
Yeah.
I think Kyoto Animation is probably the best studio out there.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Yeah. But now that we've done the abbreviated version of these conversations, because again,
let's move on to the main topic.
sucks. Let's do our main topic today. And today,
Fuck technical errors.
We're going to be ranking some isekai.
Okay. Just so people understand isekai. What is an isekai, Marcel?
You're transported to another world.
No, that's not a... Well, I mean...
People know what isekai are, Chewy.
Yeah, you know what? Let's look up the Wikipedia.
Are we really going to go this deep into this, Chewy?
Yes, I'm going to look at the Wikipedia article about isekai. Isekai, sorry. It is a genre that revolves around a normal person from Earth being displaced, transported to reborn, or otherwise trapped in a parallel universe, fantasy world, or virtual world where they must adapt and or assimilate into this new world, along with whatever rules, cultures, philosophies, blah, 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 blah. There you go.
Okay, so that's isekai. Now, how are we going to rank this? Simply put, we're going to have a tier list that's going to be going from F to S. Me and Chewy will both give a grade of a show we're going to name. So say we do X and Chewy says A and I say C. That means the grade is a B, right?
We've already pre-made a list, too.
Yeah, we pre-made a list of about 20 shows, mixing from like some really, really fucking good shows to shows that deserve to be shot into the nearest sun.
Another thing we should clear up as well. We're not doing any shows that aren't completed yet. Or shows that neither of us have watched. At least one of us has watched these or read these.
We're tackling Slime Season 1, but not Season 2. We're not tackling Spider, and we're tackling most of the stuff from ReZero Part 1, Season 2 Part 1, with... We'll keep in mind some stuff that happened in Part 2.
Really?
Yeah, because enough is aired that we can at least get an idea.
Are you sure about that?
I've read ahead.
Okay, what about things that have multiple seasons? Because I'm seeing things with multiple seasons here.
Well, I mean, I think there isn't a single thing out there outside of Slime and ReZero that I have announced that either has a season aired or, like, the only one I see here, Chewy, is Shield Hero, but Shield Hero hasn't had its second or third season air yet.
No, I'm talking about, like, what should we do about the shows that have multiple seasons in here? Because Overlord has 3 seasons.
Yeah, and we'll continue all of... Like, we're ranking all of Overlord, Chewy.
As a whole?
As a whole.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so as I said, we'll be ranking them. We got about 20 shows, so we'll be ranking them S to F. Chewy will say his rank, I'll say mine, and then it'll meet somewhere in the middle, right? So like I said, if he says A, I say C, it's a B.
Are we going to talk about it after we rank?
We'll give the rank first, then we'll give a little bit of a tidbit on like why we think it's that.
Okay. Also, there's going to be a few honorable mentions in the end too, which we won't really talk too much afterwards. We'll just give a rank and then we'll just judge each other in silence.
Yeah. Alrighty, so let's start this off with a banger. No game, no life.
Okay, did you say F was the lowest and S was the highest?
F is the lowest, S is the highest.
S.
You think it's an S?
I think this is an S.
I think it's a B now.
Okay. All right.
So, all right, let's start. Why do you think it's like one of the best?
Because A, it was one of the first... Okay, I'm going to say A, not only nostalgia factor, because it's been so long since No Life came out. It's like 2014,
I believe.
14, 13 area. It was still early 2010s, basically. Isekai had not gone full-blown just yet, really. At least the wave of it. The aspect of the entire world, the isekai in general as well, was not like a super stereotypical one, even to the most of the isekais that you see now that are being written or being aired or et cetera,
don't worry, we'll get to some of those.
no, but still, it's not even a stereotypical one.
Yeah, but I don't think something like that should factor into how good a show is, if you know what I mean, right?
Well, it's not just that. It's just that the aspect was also kind of clever in a sense. But it also, I think, another isekai we're going to mention later on that was, I think, released earlier than this one, it kind of I feel like it just kind of extended from that in a bit, and that's why I feel like that was pretty good.
I will say No Game No Life was one of the first isekai to actually click.
Well, yeah. That and come on, everyone likes an underdog story. Like this is literally it. You're being put into an underdog situation. You're making progress, and there you go. Season 1's over, and there was potential in it, and that's I think another part of the whole my rank at least is that not only was it executed fairly well.
You're calling it like S, one of the best of the best.
One of the best of the best, and I will not budge on that.
Okay. The reason I said it was a B, it's mostly due to the fact that I'm looking back in hindsight, I don't like how it ended. It felt incredibly just, oh, we're ending here, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't like how it ended for sure either, but still.
And I'm starting to not enjoy the characters as much.
They're not supposed to be likable.
No, they are, but there's a difference, though. There's a difference between unlikable and just not enjoyable to me. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. They're not supposed to be like these perfect, likable people. That's fine. That happens in anime so many times. Like, there's characters who aren't likable but are enjoyable to watch just because of how much of a suave asshole they are, right? But I think it's because like I've watched more anime. Some of the tropes No Game No Life does with Sora and Shiro just annoy the living fuck out of me. And I think one thing that disappointed me is, you know how early in the season when they are separated by like 5 feet?
Yep.
And how they just completely break down?
Yeah.
Why wasn't that explored more?
Because it was only given 1 season.
Like, I think that would have been a cool... It's not even explained in the light novels, Chewie.
That's just... Okay, well, that's just light novel being bad.
Mm-hmm. So, because he said S, I said B, No Game No Life gets marked on as an A.
Huh. Actually, that's a pretty good grade right there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's respectable. All right.
Wait, okay, so here's my question now. If I had said A and you had said B, does that mean it's a B+?
Yeah, it'd be like a B+.
Should we include pluses or minuses then?
Okay, we can.
So plus is better, minus is not so much better, and the
sense.
neutral is neutral?
Mm-hmm. But
okay.
Let's go on to the next one. Since Byron just sent me a message, and I'm like, fuck.
R.I.P. What's the next one here?
That time I got reincarnated as a slime, season 1.
Okay, I might be a little bit loose with my rankings here, but since we added pluses and minuses, I'm gonna go with an A+ here. Or you know what? No, yeah, no, A+.
Oh, an A.
Yeah,
I think in terms of world building, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, season 1 is one of the best you will ever see.
Definitely agreed there. Another one is because of how well it world builds, like the feeling of the player, or not the player, main characters, like nation growing and making strides feels more and more personal. Yeah, it's satisfactory. It feels almost a little personal once you start getting more ties.
How well that it introduces the other kingdoms, like the dwarves at the start, then the lizard people, then the orcs, humanity sitting in the back. Like it does a great job at introducing how every nation.
Yeah, for sure. And
plus it helps that the characters are really, really good.
No, yeah, for sure. And the fact that they have their own individual, places, and they're still making marks on the anime itself.
Yeah,
even though
Warhammer is disgustingly overpowered at this point, we can probably say.
Yeah, and that's again when we explored the whole, what makes a good overpowered character and stuff like this. I'm pretty sure we talked about is that you have good cast of characters surrounds the main character that also still make a difference. Yeah.
Like the Kishin are overpowered in their right.
Also like the art style, also like the story so far.
Can I say one thing about season 2 that has nothing to do with the ranking?
Okay.
You know that girl, that girl they show in every single opening, right? In opening 1, she's fighting Rimuru, and in opening 2, in the season 2 opening, she's standing in like flame. Oh, I forget her name. She's related to Shizuru. No. It's a human.
Oh, the person. I forget his name or her name. I think it's a him actually.
No, it's a her. It's Hanada.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The leader of the Western Saints Church.
Yeah.
Who, like, we've seen her fighting Rimuru in the OP. She is literally being shown as like this super important character. And yet we haven't seen her once really in the anime. Like, I find that absolutely just kind of insane to me.
Yeah, I don't know why. You know what? I thought for sure they would at least get it to the first season, maybe finale area, last 2 episodes. They would do something like including her, but I see that they're actually might be leading it up to season 2 area.
Yeah, it seems like she's finally going to confront Rimuru due to the whole, Shizu incident. But like, this is going to be like 40 episodes in.
Yeah. Well,
it's just hard to believe. It's just hard to believe that they have someone who is considered to be this powerful, considered to be like a person who's going to challenge Rimuru the best, never really show up until like 40, 50 episodes in after being hinted in the anime for the longest time, right?
Well, I mean, the orc thing was still pretty cool. I think it was.
Oh yeah, no, the orc thing was great. I think the orc story was one of the better ones.
I don't know if they fought did they fight Chabitas yet?
Yeah, they did. They fought the giant shark in season 1.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So there was some few.
Right now they're on like the whole Demon Lord Awakening arc.
Yeah.
With Clayman.
Yeah. Okay.
But so we can pretty much assume. Let's just say it.
You said A. I said A+. What is that, like just an A?
Just an A.
Okay, cool.
All right, so next up on the list, Restaurant to Another World.
We have to clarify which one we're talking about here because there's a multiple. We're talking about Isekai Shokudo, the one with the Western restaurant Nekoya.
Pretty much, we're talking about the one that was like an actual anime series, like aired in regular time, not this one that was like a weird OVA thing.
The one where the door is every Saturday shows up magically and people can enter it and use whatever materials to pay for the modernized Western foods and Japanese foods and other foods, that is the restaurant in Earth, basically, etc., etc. Rank. I'm
gonna give it a C+.
God, I think I'm being generous here, but I think I'm just generous overall. I really enjoyed this. I think it's gonna be B+.
All right, so it pretty much meets at about a B.
Yeah. So
that's a little bit for me. The one I think a lot of people tend to overvalue comfy.
Really? I don't know. I felt like not only was this just comfy,
it told decent stories, but I don't think there was anything here that like was mind-boggling, right?
No, of course, because that's what it was. It was supposed to just be a comfy food show. And the fact that a food
show with like some personal stories from everyone who goes in, right?
Yeah, and the fact that another thing that actually stood out to me was they actually didn't explain how the food was cooked or anything. They just showed a little bit of them preparing it, and then showed the food and the people eating it, and then they're just talk about it. They don't really. It's not like shown systematically or anything. So it's not a cooking show either. And honestly, I kind of was okay with that because it just worked with the whole being comfy, it was more story a little bit, but
like I'm not saying it's bad at anything. It's a comfy show, but like I don't see it anything better than like a 7 if we're ranking it out of 10, right?
Yeah, and I'm still saying that's a B for me. I'm being generous here to the fact because it just made me hungry, and that's what I want to be when I want to enjoy.
In my opinion, if you want an actual good comfy show, you go watch Non-Non-Biori or Yuri-Camp.
If you want to have like the fuzzy adorable type, yes. If you want something a little just calming, I actually enjoyed this much better because I like watching food.
Well, you're a degenerate who likes watching animal girls fuck. Anyway,
that's
Shield
you,
Hero,
but okay.
Season 1.
Okay.
This is going to be I feel like this one we're going to differ on quite a bit.
Okay, so I appreciate the difference of story. This was probably one of the first ones that kind of was a little bit different from everything because I'm pretty sure this was during the tide of isekais.
Yeah, it was during. I'm going to rank it a B+.
I honestly am going to rank it around a B there.
Not as much different as I thought.
B minus, maybe.
So it ends up being pretty much a B. The reason I like Shield Hero a lot is because, kind of like you said, it tackles a different side of isekai that's rarely tackled.
Oh, wait, what was Restaurant to Another World's final grade? We did B plus and C?
C plus, you said
B minus, then?
Okay, so yeah, it's about a B minus, C plus.
No, B minus B area.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, no, what I was talking about Shield Hero is that it tackles something you don't normally see in isekai, and that's a lot of isekai run into this little thing of treating the whole I'm in another world as a good thing.
Yeah, I feel like Shield Hero kind of started to make the trend where getting transported into another world is not always a good thing.
Yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
And whoever transports you over isn't always the good guy in the sense. Or at least, it's not straightforward. There's no white and black. It's sort of gray a lot, basically.
And everybody's just like, oh, he's a slave owner, and they all love him because he's their master. And I'm sitting there just like, did you guys really watch the show?
Yeah. It tackled I think this one was set up another trope with the whole slaves thing, and a lot of isekais followed suit afterwards. Again, just like Shield Hero was spearheading a lot of this stuff, but at the same time, it's good writing, it's good character development. It's just like the main character just gets fucking warped. He's like, he doesn't recover from that first bit, and it makes me so sad. Like,
I still love him at times.
Are they just prolonging the like?
Well,
ever change really until
I'll just say to you now that like in the future, all the other heroes are going to start falling apart.
Ugh. I already watched it, so it's already read a little farther up ahead. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't get it. I understand that it's like you get warped really badly by this event because you've been betrayed completely and like your mark.
Yeah, he was set up to fail.
But it's just like, damn, are you that changed from who you were originally and just like you hate everybody all of a sudden?
Being in his situation, would you trust people? Like he barely trusts Retalia and the bird.
Exactly. But it's been so long now, though. Like,
I mean, dude, you say it's been so long, but you were literally you were ostracized, and like the entire world hated you.
The entire world still kind of hates me.
No, the entire world now likes you now that the queen is actually telling the truth.
Oh, well.
Remember, the queen came in and kind of fucked shit up.
Okay, yeah.
But no, Shield. Everybody holds the whole slavery aspect of Shield Hero against it. I'm sitting there just like, Why?
Slavery's not the bit that's really bothering me. It's more the, I don't know, kind of the lack of development for the MC a little.
Well, my issue with it is just I felt the final arc was really rushed. Like they clearly were like, "Oh shit, we ran out of time. We need to get through this as quickly as possible." Though season 2 and season 3 are looking to be quite interesting, I will say. Like I said, the other heroes are gonna fall down quite a bit, so it's gonna be nice.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I'm looking forward to it. So you said what?
I said
B minus?
B minus, yeah. You said
yeah,
B+.
And I said B plus, so it's gonna be a B.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We're gonna talk about Re:Zero season 1 with a little bit of season 2 since it's already aired a bit.
I haven't watched it, so F rank for me.
Okay, so Chewy hasn't actually watched this, so I'm just gonna say if you ask me about Re:Zero season 1, I'd say it's a B. It's a good show. Its plot doesn't push forward the way I think it should have, but it was overall entertaining. Now, if you ask me about Re:Zero season 2, part 1, S. It is shocking how good it is.
Wait, are you still basing it off the season 2 that's not fully out yet?
I'm talking about part 1.
Oh, okay. F rank all around.
All right, let's talk about Tanya of Evil.
Wait, what's the final grade though?
No, I mean, if I had to put them together, it's probably about an A plus. I'm trying to show at the point that season 1's good, but season 2 is like insane.
That's okay, yeah, sure. Tanya.
All right, let's talk about Saga Tanya and Evil.
Oh boy,
Nazi girl.
I actually. Okay, don't hate me on this. I'm gonna put this at an A. At an A.
Why would I hate you on this?
Because I was thinking of doing S again, but I was like, you know what? No, I really like.
It's not an S. It's a solid A, though. Like, there's no doubt. There's quality in Saga Tanya and Evil.
There is so much potential. I just need to keep going, man. But there's only one season, so.
Well, there is a good movie.
Yeah, good movie.
But no, Saga Tanya and Evil is really good. It's stupidly. You know what's the best part of Saga Tanya and Evil when you think about it? Mm-hmm. The comedy.
Yeah.
Like, it is surprisingly hilarious at times, which is how the show kind of just shits all over Tanya.
No, yeah, that's the whole thing.
Mm.
It's just this God is it's God in the world versus Tanya.
Yeah.
And then
this is an easy one. This is an A.
Is an A?
All right, let's move on to Konosuba.
Okay.
We're season 1, season 2, and if you want to add the movie, add the movie.
I haven't really fully watched even season 1, so I can't say anything past season 1. So it's pretty funny. C plus.
Think Konosuba. It's weird because you look at Konosuba and you can't really see. Konosuba relies so heavily on you enjoying the characters.
Yeah.
I think Konosuba deserves a solid B.
Okay.
Like, it's not amazing. It's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Sure.
But I think it is a very respectable show. Easily one of the better comedy-based isekais out there.
I feel like this is like a big parody on isekais, and I respect that. And as a comedy, it's pretty decent, but like that's it. That's really it. Mm-hmm. There's nothing spectacular. There's nothing even incredibly great about it. It's just, yeah, it's a good show.
Solid show. Nothing really wrong with it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Overlord.
S plus.
Really? You're going all the way to S plus?
I'm going S plus. I don't freaking care if you tell me it's an F rank. I don't care. Your opinion shit anyways, so S plus. Let's go.
All right, Chewy, why do you think it's an S plus?
Because it doesn't just revolve on Ainz. the main character. It doesn't. And okay, this was another one that kind of spearheaded, I feel, the isekai kind of stereotype where.
Well, it's one of the few shows Madhouse gave a second season to.
Yeah, which is deserves it, honestly, and the third season is deserved as well. But it really, the whole aspect, most of the times when, at least so far, the stereotypical isekai was that you be transported completely as either a human or reborn as a human of some kind. This one, even though it's a game still, but they kind of transport into like an alternate time, or not timeline, but parallel universe altogether, where it's all real and there's not a lot of computer stuff going, or video game logic going around. The fact that the main character is reincarnated as basically the last boss, the last monster boss of a stereotypical fantasy, in a sense. And,
yeah, that's actually a good way to put it.
And like, from his view, basically of entering into a what was kind of the video game that we was in, kind of a parallel universe again aspect. And it was good. Like, it showed off if you were like a power kind of had a power, fantasy kind of guy, you enjoy it because, hey, he's over busted as hell. If you enjoyed the story overall, like the mystery, the depth of it.
I remember the outrage that third season caused, though. Because remember, Overlord Season 1 really didn't have much of a plot when you think about it.
No, it was just basically him entering the world going,
yeah,
okay, I'm here.
Experience the world, figure it out. Then Season 2 is when the plot started. But really, Season 1 made people forget one critical thing about this show. Ainz isn't the good guy.
No, he's not.
Yeah, so when
he's a monster.
So when he killed all those people, I'm just sitting here like, you guys are complaining that he did it, and like that he did it so meanly. You guys forget that he is a villain, right?
And that's the other thing. That's another thing, is that stereotypically, again, the isekai person is either some sort of either neutral person who's only in it for himself, or like a neutral lawful character who's there to help other people, or completely lawful in a sense.
Ainz neutral in it for himself pretty much after that one moment. So that's the thing that describes Ainz. It does not matter what happens as long as something benefits him. Why do you think he saved the village, right?
Nah, but I disagree. I don't think he's just a true neutral in this case. I think he's a little bit of a neutral chaotic in a sense. If we were to,
there's nothing chaotic about him. Everything is calculated.
Sure, again, but at the same,
you can't sit there and tell me he's chaotic. He wouldn't have saved the village then. Like, straight up, he wouldn't have done it.
That's okay. In a sense, yes, you could say it in that sense, but I don't think he's true neutral, Marcel. There's no way then in that sense, because he's true neutral.
If he was anything chaotic, he would have let that village burn.
Yeah, but he, in a sense, there had reasons for it, sure, but that's not. I don't think that's true neutral. True neutral.
He wouldn't have let the village burn. He wouldn't have saved Sebas's pocket pussy.
But what does he consider humans, though, Marcel? What does he consider them as? A lower life form. Sheep. Basically insects, almost, in a sense, if you wanted to look at it from our perspective. But
why hasn't he killed a single person in that village yet?
Because he wants to experiment on them.
But he hasn't experimented on them.
No, he has.
No, he hasn't.
Letting them exist, Marcel, is already an experiment on itself.
Don't give me that shit.
No, he already explained it as well, with like him handing over the goblin horn and stuff like that, and letting the what's her name, Carlita or whatever, Karn, I don't know, or is that the village? That's the name of the village. The Karn village, basically. The girl, have the goblin horn. Like, that in the second season, it was explained further that he was keeping an eye out, not only to just like observe that entire like situation with the whole goblin horn thing going on, but also because he was also like using the what's his name, that herbalist, to start making those true health potions. that he has that are apparently super rare and stuff like that, super hard to make. Like, that is literally what the Karn village is to him. It's like a fucking fodder village.
Except he hasn't killed a single person, he hasn't experimented on a single person, and yet he's also the only reason, he's also literally given them what they need to protect himself, to the point where that girl's literally a goblin warlord when she blows that horn.
See, but this is another part. See, he didn't need to experiment on them at that point, because he got his first human when he fought those scripture guys from the very beginning, and that's where he got the first extraction bits of information, stuff like that.
Yeah, but Chewie, you're calling him chaotic. Chaotic doesn't save the village.
I'm not saying he's true chaotic, Marcel. I'm saying he's neutral to chaotic, where he's leaning over slightly. He's not full neutral. He's not full neutral, and he's not neutral lawful. He's moving toward, he has a slight tilt to chaotic. I'm not saying he's fully evil. I'm saying he's got personal ambitions, but it's also kind of, in a sense, there a little chaotic, because it means that it's going to be the descent of the human race.
Except later in the series, he's literally the one saving the human race.
Yeah, and then he goes and turns a whole bunch of Yaga blocks and kills people.
Yeah, Overlord's weird.
Nah, man, he's got that. He's basically the enemy, basically, if you're a human in that sense.
Yeah, and then comes their savior later on. Things change.
I don't know. It's strange in a sense where it's yes and no. He is good and he is bad at the same time, but he's nothing.
He is Ainz. He does what he believes is good for him.
Right. But I still feel like all of his actions still have a slight, evil tinge to it.
I think there's a slight insanity to most of his actions, though, when you really think about it.
Exactly. And then, again, where does that lead? That's not neutral. That's not lawful. That's chaotic, Marcel. So, again, that's why that bases off my opinion, him being a neutral, chaotic type of villain, or not villain, but character, in a sense. Seems like a villain to most people, kind of an if.
Yeah, all the people watching the show seem to freaking forget.
Yeah. So it's yeah.
Anyway, Overlord's the first S on this ranking.
Okay.
All right, let's move to Mondachi.
So this is problem children are coming from another world, eh?
Pretty much the original No Game No Life.
Yeah, so I really like this one too, honestly. I think, as I was mentioning before, No Game No Life I felt branched off a bit with the whole game aspect from Mondachi. And they made it more solidified by actually putting in actual games that people knew of. But I liked Mondachi's formula overall, though. The characters were overpowered, but there was there's three of them. There's not just one person, even though you could kind of say that what's his name is kind of the most overpowered of them all, but I don't know. I kind of like the chick who could also command people to do stuff. That's kind of overpowered, and the girl getting the abilities of animals and beasts that she befriends, and then finds out, hey, it works on mythical beasts too. That's kind of, but I'd say I'm gonna keep this at an S as well. I'd really liked Mondachi.
I'm gonna give it a C.
Okay.
The main reason. Nothing, when you think about Mondachi, when you think about it, characters, okay, they're entertaining. The games, good. Can't really complain. What actually happens?
What actually happens?
That's the thing with Mondachi. I'm sitting there trying to remember, I'm what actually happens?
Okay, first off, kids are thrown into a new world called Little Garden.
Okay, that's fine. But what I'm saying is when you're talking about a story, like, where does the story go outside of them joining that group and trying to, like, stop them from falling apart? What actually happens?
But what do you? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, literally,
It felt like there were no stakes.
But what? There was, though. Literally, they kept on. Do you not remember this show? Literally, they fought another, like, a group called, like, Perseus or whatever that literally wanted to take the bunny girl, which was basically the only main support of theirs.
Chewie, when the whole... Like, Chewie, that what you said there just kind of makes my point, though. Oh, we just want to kidnap a character.
No, not kidnap. They wanted to take the character. Because that character was an asset to that group.
Yeah, but that's it. That's all that happens. Nothing. Like, they have this entire world where apparently the group they're in is, like, falling apart and they need help, right?
Yeah, because it's mostly children.
Why does it feel that nothing they did really matters at all?
What? But
that's my point,
did
though.
matter. It did matter.
Did it, though?
Yeah. They literally... Okay, first episode, I'm pretty sure, what's his name? Eo, whatever, wins against a water god. A god, basically. Like a serpent god that's like a water god. And gets a water tree. There, one aspect already... one problem basically solved in a sense. They don't have to worry about water. Fresh water anymore in their territory. Then they get challenged, I think then they get challenged by Perseus or whatever. I don't know what the guild group is called, because they want to basically take the the bunny judge lady who's been helping them so far and become their helper in a sense.
Okay, you're telling me
they
things
put their guild or whatever their group on the line, so then because they lost, they gain more resources from that, so they're able to live a little bit more in a sense. Or wait, did they disband? I'm not sure. I forget about that point, but they kind of helped them out in a sense by losing that game, by winning that game against them. Next one, I'm pretty sure, is they try to enter into, what was it, that city state? They were trying to, I don't know if it was part of like a festival, but then they get dragged into that whole, oh god, I forget what that arc was called. The Hamlet? No, not Hamlet.
Hamlin?
The Hamlin arc, was it? It was the whole, what was it, the city and like the riddle or something about the city itself?
Pied Piper.
Yeah, something like that. The Pied Piper of Hamlin, and then they got forced into like a game due to the fact that they were in the city trying to, I don't know what they were trying to do. They were trying to trade or something, or make an alliance with a bigger group. Yeah. And in the end, they got dragged into that fight because, stuff was happening at that point. The result of it in the end, I'm pretty sure, was that they ended up allying themselves with that dragon group that basically was the main proprietary or whatever of Hamlin at the end. And I don't remember if the Hamlin boss or whatever ended up giving them power or something. Either or, they progressed. But then, it just ends after that. That was it.
Man, I remember watching and being enjoyable, but it never felt like anything of true importance was happening. It felt like it was just random little busy work.
Really? I feel like you need to go back and rewatch it then, because there was at least a fair bit of plot. Not a lot, but it was like a fair enough.
I'm looking back right here. I'm seeing nothing.
I don't know what to tell you then.